Okay, what's up, traders? Ending off another profitable day here. It's actually been a really, really nice run for me so far. Um, let's go through to. So I'm currently in some longs on my GoChamp account, right? The competition account. Just trying to be more aggressive on this, honestly. But my main account today, another $300. So this month it puts me up pretty nicely year to date as well on my accounts. I took a quick little scalp on the Nasdaq, and yeah, putting me green, all green months to end of February. Right, the last trading day of February is today because next week is the 2nd of March. So last trading day of February, and it's been a pretty good trading session. Is this day trading related helpful in the stock market? Yes, it is. What's up? Good to have you guys on. So yeah, been a pretty solid month for me so far. But I'm in some longs on the Nasdaq and NQ on that account with GoChamp, GoCharts. So I'm in these longs like this. We trading. The reason for the longs, let me explain that, is we trading above the New York session VWAP, right? And we also are trading outside of that opening range high. So the opening range high is over there, and I use the 15-minute opening range high and low. The low is down here, and the high is up at 910. So we had quite a big sell-off yesterday, I must say. So let's go out to a 15-minute time frame just to illustrate this maybe a little bit better. But as you can see over here, quite a big sell-off yesterday. High to low yesterday was over 500 points on the Nasdaq, and we are kind of recovering a little bit. Some stocks are flipping greeny on the Mag 7, and I really do like the longs above the New York session VWAP. So let's drop down to the 500 again, and I'm currently in these longs as mentioned on that competition-based account. I would like a little bit more size on them, but we've got the macros on them at the moment. That's what the competition requires. Any questions in the chat? I've currently premium plan. Please help with setting imbalance. Thanks. So the imbalance over here, I think it's on the charts over there. You can go to charts and then imbalance is over there, right? So I normally just use the candlestick charts, but you can check the imbalance over there on the website, right? Yeah, what's up from India? Yeah, I'm from South Africa. You can see the flag in the background over there. Good to have you guys on. Admin, if you can just help out also in the back end if there's any comments that guys need help with. But yeah, so I'm in these longs on the Nasdaq. They look really, really good. I also do use a screener, right, to help me filter out my bias, and we are pointing on the Edgefield screener predominantly longs right now. Okay, so we are looking for predominantly longs right now on the screen, and that's helping me out with my data back bias as well. So that's why I'm in these longs. We'll see how they fare out. But as I said, on my main account, it's been a pretty solid month, ending the month all green. Okay, so we can actually go like this. Let's go this month. Let's have a look at my reports here. See what times I'm trading well. Let's go day and time. So in terms of my trade time, my best hour is actually 5 p.m. Yeah, 5 p.m. So just after market open. Okay. And then because market open in South Africa is at 4:30 p.m. South African time. Then that will change. American market hours do change in the next bit. Let's go to symbols. You can actually see my best performer actually this month has been the Dow. And then the DAX and then the NASDAQ. I think you always should be tracking what you are trading well and keep pressing. Keep pressing to what's working. Keep pressing into that because you don't want to be trading an asset that isn't actually treating you well, right? Yeah, so it's been a pretty crazy month, as I said, so far. Green almost every single day. Yeah, we are live and working well, just letting the team know in the back end. But yeah, as I said, we are going to be doing these lives every single day with GoCharts every single day at 12 Eastern time. Make sure to check out my social media accounts as well. You can make sure to do that. Okay, nice. Please send us a mail. Yep, with your contact. Yep, perfect. I'll help you out. But yeah, looking really, really nice. These longs are looking really, really good above the session VWAPs, right? looking really, really solid. I do like the longs. Now we have found a little bit of resistance here at this, 25.15 level all day, but I'm thinking we can bounce, we can, get through them right now. Especially if we can get a 5-minute closure above that level. YM has been a little bit of a lagger today. So that's going to be interesting. We actually took out the opening range low, and now we are back inside the middle of the range. So we'll see how that goes. What's NVIDIA doing? NVIDIA is still trading at the lows, or at or near the lows right now. So nothing too much on that. Let's go over a little bit of gold as well. We can touch on that. Netflix is up 10%. So that's an interesting one. Yeah, Netflix up 10%. I think it's because of their deal with Warner Bros. fall through. When did that actually rally? Yeah, in post market yesterday. Yep, that's when it actually rallied. Wow, look at that. Post market yesterday absolutely cruised. There we go. We're taking out levels on the Nasdaq now. So this looks really, really good for the longs. This looks really, really solid for the longs. So got a few bugs here that I've managed to get in. Just give me a second. Any questions or thoughts in the chat right now on why I am long the Nasdaq? So my entry point was down here. Okay, got my stop, and we're looking to move higher on this. Yeah, we're up $160 right now, and it's looking really, really nice actually. As I said, on this account, I'm being a more aggressive one because it is a competition-based account, right? Hourly chart, in fact, we can actually look at the hourly too. Look at the hourly chart here. We actually are making still higher lows, all from last week's lows last week. So last week's lows is down at 24,450, and we have been making high lows above that all of this week. So even after the big drop yesterday, we are still making high lows on that hourly time frame. I think it's good to keep that perspective of that hourly. YM actually, YM definitely been the lagger this week. Trading a lot more to the downside, more poorly. We actually flushed previous week's lows, as you can see. I think I mentioned this yesterday. We flushed previous week's lows over here, which was at 49,200, call it. Whereas ES and NQ traded above previous week's highs and actually didn't come back down and touch those lows. You can actually see let's have a look at what is actually doing. Let's go like this. What is actually doing on let's go to heat map stocks. Yeah, nice. Good to have you guys on. So let's go to the Dow. So Dow Jones Industrial Average Index. Yeah, NVIDIA, JP Morgan. Finance taking a bit of a hit. The finance stocks taking a bit of a hit, which impacts the Dow more, right? So that's taking a little bit of a hit and causing that to be a little bit more tricky in terms of finding longs here today. That's why I'm long Nasdaq and ES and not YM. I mean, can you suggest good order flow strategy for Bitcoin? So in terms of order flow, one of the other streamers will show you more of an order flow strategy. I personally don't use order flow. I like to use VWAP and the opening range. And I can show you again, like just based on my Nasdaq trade, why I do like using it. It's very, very, it's very, very objective, right? So if we can look at gold and Bitcoin now as well for you, because you mentioned those two assets, but Bitcoin, I don't have too much experience trading, but I can show you from a technical aspect. I'm more trade the indexes and stocks, but from a technical aspect, we can actually see that the Nasdaq sets an opening range, and now I use the 50-minute opening range level, so opening range high, opening range low, and then we've been trading above that, okay, above the high, so we want to be ideally looking for longs, and then also we have been trading above the session VWAP, the start of New York session VWAP. Now you can anchor that to the 9:30 open, right? So we've been trading above the highs of the opening range and above the highs of the session VWAP. See how we've been respecting that, rejecting it all sessions. So that it interests me in the longs. Now, if we go to Bitcoin, okay, you mentioned Bitcoin and gold, but you can use the same strategy on Bitcoin. Let's look at the daily VWAP, right? If you look at the daily VWAP and you came into the session today, in the New York session, you'll be looking for ideally for shorts because we are trading below that session VWAP. And then on gold, we have been trading above that daily VWAP, as you can see. So because we're trading above the VWAPs, you can be looking for pullbacks to get long on market structure on that. So let me know if that makes sense in the chat in terms of why I like using the VWAPs and the opening range, right? See, even gold on the pullback there, you could have probably got long and looking for targets up towards these highs. Yeah, looks really, really good. Geez, silver up 7% today. So again, same concept. This is a 50-minute time frame, but you can get longs above the daily VWAP, right? Pretty simple. I try and keep it, as I said, as simple as possible. That's why, you know, from an order flow perspective, I'm not too familiar with that. There are some guys that obviously use order flow. Is GoChamp tournament available for gold? Also, yes, it is. So you can look at gold here, all the available instruments over here. Now, some of these guys are crushing it. I'm down on this account, but it is a fun competition account, so you got to swing hard on it. But yes, you can trade micros gold, right? You can. So use the 50-minute orb for the bias and VWAP for entry points is my understanding. Correct. So 50-minute orb, if we're trading above it, I'll be looking for longs. Below it, I'll be looking for shorts. And then entry points off VWAP. Yeah, that's a easy, simple way to explain it. Correct. Good stuff, Fish. So like today on my NASDAQ longs that I took earlier in the trading day. Okay, let's go to that. I'll actually show you. She's have a couple of bugs flying around there that I need to get out. But so I took a long earlier today. That was my long position. So let me actually get that up. Okay, let's go like this. Let's go to my dashboard. Okay, and we'll go to view my current day. Okay, so as you can see, that was the long that I took. Oops, I haven't put it in yet. Let me get that up for you guys. Now, as I said, most of you guys will be joining on stream here more often, so it's good to have you guys on. So this is my longs today that I took on the NASDAQ. And basically, see how we pin that daily VWAP. Now, the daily VWAP is from the start of day, and the New York session is that blue one. We're above the opening range high. I'm going to pull back, and I'll get long, quick little scalp up to the highs, about 40, 50 points. So in case you miss your entries near the VWAP, how would you plan your entries? So I wouldn't like taking entries too far off of the VWAP. Then you'll just have to wait, right? So like on this trade, yeah, as I said, we got to pull back. We pin the VWAP, and we bounce off of it, and I get long. And I'm looking to take it back up towards the highs. Above opening range high. And we're looking to do that. Let's go over some more of my trades from this past week so I can kind of explain it. So let's go over Monday. Because as I said, I've been green every single day this month, and it's been really, really nice. As you can see, really, really nice calendar. Let's go over my trades from this past week. So Monday, and if you go rewatch the streams, I do walk over these trades on the previous streams as well. But here we go on Monday on the NASDAQ. I get a great entry price on the second entry, actually. So we're below the opening range. I take my first position here. We get a pullback into that daily and New York session VWAP, and we pin it, and I get a great entry price on that next candle. And I actually took this trade live. So that was a great entry. Also, look over there. I added in with 2 times the size. So because I got back in on a better price entry point, I was in at about 930. I was back down out at 860. So like 50, 60 points on that. Okay, so that was Monday. Tuesday. Okay, Tuesday. Another green day, and I took NASDAQ shorts again. Now make sure while we're going through this, or keep up to date with the trade with Go Charts, but Go Champ, go check it out. Over here, the link is in the chat right now. Okay, go check it out over there. But let's get that up so you can see the competition. But on this trade here, I actually traded against the trend. We were taking out the highs. And now, ideally, I missed these longs. I think on Tuesday, I missed an easy play to the high side. The best play was a break and retest of this opening range over here. We break the opening range there, pull back. I should have been getting long enough there. I unfortunately missed it. You're not going to catch every single trade. Let me just take these bugs out. Okay, so as I said, these things are flying around. As I said, ideally, I would have liked to be taking the longs off of that VWAP. That would have been the better entry for me, 100%. Unfortunately, I missed it, and I end up taking a counter trend trade with less size, but off these highs here. Again, there's 4 levels that I look at every single day: previous day's highs and lows, pre-market highs and lows, and that's where I find my great entry off of that level. So a little bit more of a risky trade here, trading counter trend, but I'm more than happy with that. Let's go over now Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday, what you believe was the YM longs, if I remember correctly. See, when you journal and actually go over your trades, you remember the trades that you do take. How do you decide to counter trend trades? If I'm coming off a level, if we're showing weakness across the other stocks like Nvidia and Tesla and that, I will decide to look to counter trend trades. But it has to be off a key level that I'm looking at. The reason why I counter trend on Tuesday was simply because we were coming off of the previous day's highs. Okay, that level up here, I felt that we were making a little bit of resistance over there, and I liked the level to come off of, and I saw some weakness on Nvidia and Tesla. This was a really nice trade on YM Wednesday. So ES and NQ had managed to rip without me, but YM had pulled back down and got to a nice level again. So we broke the opening range low, but because the pre-market was making high lows, the high time frames looking bullish, we break the session VWAP, and I get long as soon as we break those highs, and I get out the middle of the range. So again, just taking one good trade at a time, looking at the high time frames and keeping that in mind. Any questions on those? We'll go over my yesterday's trade as well. How many instruments available for the tournament? There's quite a few for the tournament. Okay, so if we look at this, all of these on the left-hand side, you can trade for the Go Champ tournament. And then obviously you can win those cash prizes, as I said over here. So there's quite a wide list. CME instruments on the macros. Now, NASDAQ's coming back down here. I don't really like this. So I might have to actually just cut this trade. And then let me just show you how to enter and execute trades actually. So if I wanted to take a short here, just as I said, this is a competition account. It runs every week. So if I wanted to sell here, all you got to do is, where's that? Over here on the left-hand side. And if I wanted to sell 2, there's a quantity. You'll just hit like that, sell 2 like that, right? And if you want to go to the NASDAQ as well, just showing you how to buy and sell. You want to sell 2 like that, you'd hit that as well, right? So that's how you execute trades on the tournament-based account. But we'll close those. Just showing you how to enter and execute trades. So that was my trade on Wednesday. And then Thursday, yesterday, geez, I missed a nice move. I got a little piece of it, but it did tank like 400 points. I made $600 on it. But if we look at YM shorts, okay, again, we move up pre-market. Now we take out the lows, and everything was selling off this day. Nvidia, Tesla, all of the Mag 7 stocks were selling off this day. And we just had such momentum to the downside that I really, really did like these shorts over here. We break the opening range low. I get short off of that New York session VWAP again, and we tank. I close at previous day's highs. This thing ends up just tanking even more. So unfortunate, but yeah. But yes, that's all the instruments that you can look at. It's all the CME products on macros. Any other questions in the chat on how I manage trades and everything like that? So that's me and my trades this week, and then I showed you my Nasdaq quick little scalp here. But I think the biggest thing to speak about, in terms of my trading, how I've been trading recently, I have been on the road traveling, and I think just sizing down has been quite a big one in terms of not looking to try and push unnecessarily when maybe I don't have my full focus when I am away from the desk. So not every single day is going to be the same, and you have to just learn how to manage risk. Now, on the Go Champ competition accounts, you also do get some free learning material too, which I think is great for new traders. Let me just get that up for you guys. Okay, over here. You do get some free learning material too, which I think is great. You also get coins for finishing them, so it can help enter you in the competition. Now, for those guys watching, they want to do that, I think that's great. Okay, so you can check that out of here, and you get the foundations, risk management, which I've just spoken about, and yeah, pretty nice. So we are actually coming back down now on the Nasdaq, but I might want to try another little bit of a long here off of this opening range. How we're bouncing off of it, I might want to look for another long position. So I'm going to try a little bit of a long scalp here on it. Let's try and buy two. Let's see if we can play the longs there on that. I did close the original first entry, so we can see if we can get a second bounce play here. I've got to be aggressive on this account. It is a free competition account for for the tournament. So yeah. Cool. And everything is still pointing long bias today on my data as well. I'm trading through mobile while entering extra stop loss very delayed, 3 to 10 seconds. Interesting. That could be your internet connection. Check that out. If admin, if you can just help that out in the chat. So we are bouncing a little bit, yeah. As I said, off these highs, we've been trading kind of within this range for the last 2 hours or so. Again, it is a Friday, so markets will close at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Any other questions in the chat so far? Any other questions in the chat so far? We're getting a nice balance here off of this VWAP. We're trading at the daily and New York session VWAP. So it has been a strong level of support. Would be nice to see if we can get a little bit of a tick higher back towards those highs at 25.028. How's your guys' trading week been though, your side? So that would be nice move back up towards the highs. That would be like 80 points or so. Yeah, so let's go back to that account. There they go, up 130 right now. Guys, for any issue related to product, help with copy, send an email with your contact number. There we go. Yep. So they'll help you out. There we go. Getting a little bit of a pop, yeah. Okay, they'll get you sorted out in the chat. Yeah, the competition still is in beta phase, so they'll sort you out. So yeah, they'll definitely get you sorted out in the chat. Admin, just check that out. Cool. So yeah, as I said today, just playing the price here off of this VWAP. You know, we're trading above the opening range high, coming off of VWAPs. I definitely like this. You don't actually find, you know, too many trades late in the afternoon. So I'm glad we can actually take some live here on stream and be aggressive on these accounts for sure. Let's see what NVIDIA is doing. NVIDIA trying to bounce off of the lows. That will definitely help our NASDAQ position. It's been good to be with you guys on stream all week, going over my setups. I personally feel like streaming definitely helps me stay in the zone with my trading and not overcomplicate anything, but also get to explain why I'm taking trades. I think sometimes it can be so many, guys make trading seem so difficult, but you definitely don't need to do that. Nice if we had one single button to close all positions. They should. Yeah, okay, that's maybe one click. But that's definitely something that the guys can have a look at for sure. Oh, a lot of volume coming in right now. There we go. Geez, what's actually happening here? There must be some breaking news. There you go. We'll be up on the trade, bouncing off of VWAP. Geez, that's quite a big little spark here in the afternoon. There must be some breaking news here. Let's have a look. Financial. Financial juice. Look. So you can look at breaking news and everything like that. Trump, I'm not happy with Iran, but more talks. So yeah, so definitely some stuff happening right now on the breaking news side of things. Anytime Trump tweets or anything like that, definitely can send shockwaves. There we go. If we have one strategy, so look, we're getting to the chat now. There we go. I just like this trade moving higher. I'm looking for these highs here, guys, new half day. Okay, you can close all by going to the account section, which is in the bottom. Okay, so let's go there. Then we go up $300 on that account. So bottom, the account section, my orders, my trades. See, I'm still getting used to the platform. That's why I like these free competition accounts to get used to the features and everything. Probably can close all, exit all positions. There we go. Exit all positions over here. There you go. That's how you can exit all positions at once. Do you see that? So what's your stop loss on this trade? Well, if it comes back into the opening range, my stop loss would be like this, underneath these lows. So stop loss on this trade on NQ would be like that. At 24,885. If we break through those levels, I wouldn't want it anymore, you know. Would you scratch this trade if price closes below VWAP? Yes, I would. That's a good question. So I always like to use VWAP as a support or resistance level. So 100%, if price had to close underneath this VWAP over here, I would definitely look to close 100%. That would invalidate my setup. Good question. Yeah, I can. See if we can actually put the VWAPs in on the GoChamp site. So let's go tools. Let's go VWAP. So I'm just going to have a look here and see if we can actually get the admin. Do you know where I can get the VWAP on that on the left-hand side here? For it. Let's go like that. Shapes and tape lines and measures. Right click on any candle. Okay, so right click on any candle and then add anchored VWAP. Okay, so let's go to non. So right now it's late at night, so 7:30. Let's go non 4:30. There we go. Okay. Add anchored VWAP. There we go. So you can see right now. There we go. So you can actually see the VWAP on the charts here too. There you go. So as I said, we were bouncing off of it. And now if we can hold this, I would really, really like it to extend up towards those highs. So we're doing an FX study session, which is a top bar. Okay. There we go. Okay, so you can add VWAP there too. Wonder where that is pinching from though. That is okay. So that's just a random VWAP though. Got it. Got it. Okay, so but that's the anchored one to the New York session, and we currently are bouncing off of that. A little bit different to my one there, but yeah, I mean we are coming off of it. I don't really like it for long to let the settings. Okay, got it. Oh, that's probably because I'm looking at ES. Let's go to NASDAQ. There you go. So NASDAQ, you can see it's actually bouncing off of it, right? You can see off of that New York session VWAP, which looks really, really nice at the moment. Got it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. So yeah, anyone that's got any issues, just send them that email, and they'll help you out 100%. So as I said, next week we'll start a new competition. let's go to my dashboard. So next week we'll start actually a new competition. As also at the end of each week, it will reset, and we can go from there. Let's go like this. You can see my dashboard over here. And then next week we'll start a brand new competition. Okay, so yeah, March 2nd. Once it's there, I'll join. Let me see if we can run it up. But as I said, my main accounts are trading just really just small bites, consistent. I've been over the trades that I've taken with VWAP and showing you that you don't need to catch massive moves every single day. I mean, I've literally taken 61 trades this month and I haven't even had one loser. So it's been honestly like a really just, focused trading at the desk, not trying to overcomplicate anything, right? Would you channel profits if price crosses the daily high? Yes, I probably would close that trade there. I'll probably book profits if price reaches those highs. But right now we are actually bouncing, coming back down. So yeah, I'm not too happy about that, I must say. Any other questions in the chat here? How many years in the market? 9 years in the market for me. I'm gonna plug my Twitter. Go give me a follow on Twitter. You can look at all of my stuff there on Twitter as well. But yeah, I've been trading 9 years my side, so that's why I don't have any hair left. Can be stressful at times, that's for sure. But here's my Twitter account. I'll go put it in the chat here. And there's a little bit about me over there, right? A little bit of my background. So still bouncing off of that VWAP. That's why I'm not closing it just yet. I just want to see how price reacts at this level. We've been respecting it the last 2 hours or so. So yeah. As I said, you got to sometimes be a little bit more aggressive on tournament accounts. Guys are going to send it. I mean, some of the leaders. So look at what some of the leaders are doing. I mean, they're up $2,000. Let's have a look at the weekly. Yeah, $4,000. So guys are definitely sending it, right, on these accounts. I appreciate it. Yeah, so the guys are definitely being a lot, very aggressive on these accounts, and that's kind of what you have to do to win these type of competition-based accounts, right? Yeah, so if we do fail through this level here, I'm definitely will probably close that trade. Again, guys, I'll be live here with the team all of next week as well, 12 p.m. Eastern time. These closes going down. It's the last day of the competition, guys. You have to be aggressive. I want to still hold it. As I said, I still like the level that we're coming off of. Sometimes you got to risk it to get the biscuit, right? If you're uncomfortable seeing negative, then trading definitely isn't going to be for you. But I don't like the price action right now, I must say. So market tells the trade is wrong, trade must accept. Yeah, of course. So as I said, this is the last day of this week's competition. So that's why I'm just trying to be super aggressive on the last day, try and send it. I can only take a max of 2 micros, but next week you can register again, and that's what I'll be doing. So yeah. Yeah, some guys are doing live streams in the morning with Go Champs, so make sure to check that out. What scripts are available, admin? What scripts are available? Yeah, I'm not too sure on that. Okay, all scripts on the CME. Yeah. Oh, he's talking scripts as in instruments. There you go. So we're still holding that support. You see the support. Look how many wicks we've actually got to it. So if we actually go like that, look how many. Let's go like that. Look how many wicks we've got to the support zone here right now. Okay, so that's what I'm just watching at the moment. Must all see me futures? Yeah. Okay, so you're talking about instruments. So again, next week I'll be live at 12 Eastern again. Sometimes markets can be a little bit slower in the evenings. Okay, so but there are some streams earlier, I do believe. Instrument, however, I'm able to view exact name on the script like the first one's gold, but it's not mentioned. So let's see what gold is doing at the moment too. Gold looks like we're moving higher as well. Let's go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin not been doing much at the moment. Not really doing much at all. Please include. Yeah, gold is in the competition. Here we go. There's gold there, MGC. So you can actually trade gold in the competition-based account, right? Let's go back to the NASDAQ. So yeah, we're still lingering at this level here. But as I said, this is a competition account you have to be aggressive on, right? So we're still holding up at the support level. Let's see what the ES chart's doing. MES. So again, still, still holding up at that level at the moment. So yeah. Yeah, so gold is in the competition, guys. NGC. These are futures contracts, okay? So they just got different names. There you go. So we're still holding up at that level. We'll see how we do hold into the close. I would like it to go to half day personally, but yeah. Can we connect any AM order to Go Champ or Go Charting or both? Admin, can you do that? I'm not too sure of that from our side. There you go. See how we're holding up off that level. Let's go back to the NASDAQ. So NASDAQ, see how we're bouncing off of that VWAP. And I understand what okay, so maybe that's a thing that the team can have a look at for you. In terms of the names, maybe a little bit more of a description for sure. You can check the names from the CME site. Yep. So MNQ is the NASDAQ. MGC is gold. MCL is oil. I mean, stop spamming the chat, guys. No one's going to pay you Bitcoin and stuff. You can order any other contracts already available in the drop-down search. Please provide code trading so that we can make strategy and everything does automatically. Yeah, sure. You guys will obviously have to check that out. So we still are bouncing off of this VWAP, guys. We'll see how the trade plays out. We got until the 4 p.m. Eastern time to see if we can get back to half day. I would obviously like it to, but yeah, if not, then there'll be next week's competition as well. Future release for sure. Nice. Okay, cool. Is Bitcoin available? It is. If you have a look over there, there's MBT. That's a micro Bitcoin, so you can trade the Bitcoin as well. So there's a lot of assets, guys, to trade. Come and check it out. I'll put the link again. I'll put the link again in the chat. You guys can go check the tournament out there, right? There we go. Cool. So we still are bouncing off that VWAP on the Nasdaq. We've got a couple more minutes here. I've shown you my week. I've gone over my trades. I've answered questions. I hope that you guys take some knowledge from this. Go have a look at VWAP and the opening range for next week. And yeah, there will be some more live streams. For now, there will be live streams all the time right now where we are. But 12 p.m. live with me every single day. So you guys can always go back and rewatch the streams too. But obviously joining them live is great. You guys get to see me take the trades live, etc., like that, all in real time. But yeah, I hope that you guys have a good weekend. Remember, don't spend your whole time on the desk studying. You need some time to relax with the family too. So yeah, make sure to get some time off the desk this weekend to rest the mind, right? Yeah, 100%. Perfect. We still are moving higher on that chart, so still holding that VWAP. So I like it. We'll see what comes about it and see if it can hold up. But yeah, I appreciate you guys' time. Again, I'm live on my YouTube channels and that almost every single day, actually, every single day, especially here with the guys. So yeah. Perfect, guys. Have a good weekend. We'll see you all on the next live stream. Cheers.